on the side.
I'm so used to it being in the middle now, it's weird.
Yeah, are you looking forward to Lies of P next week?
Yes! I need to practice it again. Because I practiced it like a couple months ago and beat it. I need to practice it again.
Just a quick thing to keep you up to date. Summer holidays. They're doing basically Emma Frost is doing a party on the mutant nation of Krakoa, and Ultron's crashed the party.
I wasn't wondering, but okay.
Yeah, that's just all. Remind myself what's the last 2 things I gotta do today? Inflict 30,000 damage and achieve 10 double KOs.
Yeah, I haven't achieved 1 yet.
Yeah, I've been really bad today. Oh, I've been playing Dave the Diver, and I've played the Like a Dragon DLC now.
Ah, cool.
It's the best DLC they've done so far.
As it rightfully should be, it stars Ichiban.
Yeah, what's great about it is Ichiban is... It's basically... I was wondering how they translate this into like a dual... like how do they translate Like a Dragon into Dave the Diver? And basically they turn it into a side-scrolling 2D beat-em-up.
Huh.
And they also put it in...
So do we see Dave beating people up?
Well, no, it's not Dave. It's
bullshit.
It's Ichiban and Cobra, and they then finish off it with the guy from the pirate game. I forgot his name.
Goro Majima?
Majima, that's it. Majima comes in and saves them all at the end.
Will never die.
I want to Elliot throws himself out the window now as Marvel. Now there's Marvel rivals. Yeah, nah, Reese, what's gonna happen? I'm probably gonna shove one of his fucking amiibo down his throat.
So what?
Preferably the Detective Pikachu one. Look at that shit. Look how big that is.
Okay,
you can fucking kill a badger with that.
You were saying on that one, Elliot, what has been the biggest change for... But as I say, that one did quite... Oh, and the karaoke game is in it.
Thank God, there's a eventually should be. Did they actually play any songs from Like a Dragon?
Yes, they did.
Which ones?
Oh, I can't remember which one it was, but I do remember they did a couple from... they also have you'd be able to make the favourite sushi of the bartender.
The battle starts in 5.
Okay.
4,
Who's
3,
that's about it. But honestly, it's really good. It's certainly longer than most of the DLC. Like you don't get as much with the Godzilla DLC, for example. Here's one for you. What? How's your anime viewing going at the minute?
Oh, I am lacking. I'm a little bit behind because I have a lot of games to review in the minute.
Yeah, Rock, and of course I've been preparing for my tournaments, so I've been a bit behind. But I'm going to catch up after we get back on Monday.
Yeah, I haven't really started anything new.
Lazarus, I've really started on proper.
Lazarus is great. I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah, that one's been really enjoyable. I wasn't expecting any less from a Shinichiro Watanabe anime.
Yeah.
Rock is a Lady's Majesty is great.
Mono is still delightful. I love that occasionally the characters from Layback Camp do show up.
I'll tell you the one I was a bit disappointed was Summer Pockets.
I've not saw that one. I know that's like the harem of the season.
It's the key. It's done by. It's based on a Keen visual novel.
I'm behind on most, but up to date with. Of course, you're up to date with Gundam. We expect nothing less from you, Reese. Give me a sec. I'll bring the chat up.
What's your? But there's other good.
Behind on most things, but up to date with Gundam. That's been amazing, but it has so much fan service from the other UC Gundam anime every episode to the point where it's a Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Just every episode. Whoa, whoa.
So the
that AKA essentially Carve Vanguard G second season onwards. So many of the OG casts come into season 2.
What's okay? I mean,
I say Divine season 3 as well. Characters from Overdress show up in that one.
I tell you what, it's been quite decent as a season goes.
I haven't started on Fire Force yet because I made the idiotic decision to rewatch the entire anime.
Yeah,
going back from season 1 just because it's been a while since I watched it, so I thought I'd go back from the beginning. still really enjoy it. It's still a lot of fun.
I will say it's received some issues online that one of the scenes got a lot of condemnation.
I am ready to put on a show.
Because they've said it's more terrible fan service. Which I'm like, yeah, what show do you think you're watching, guys?
It's a creator of Soul Eater.
What do
you expect? It's like making the same complaints with a fucking fairy tale manga author that brings that up.
There's been some really great stuff. And Shirley's been alright.
And Shirley I've enjoyed. There's some not great stuff. The beginning after the end was disappointing. I was looking forward to that one because I know it's based on a really popular web novel, but the animation is just terrible.
Okay, I agree with you on that one, but I was really annoyed by the fan base with it because they actually created a petition to remake it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the web novelists have actually come out and shown disappointment towards the anime as well. In all fairness.
Yeah, now he actually will have some basis to make an argument on that one, but you can't expect a bunch of animators now to scrap everything and get another studio do it just because that's what you guys want.
It is Blue Lock season 2 level of bad. Just slideshows everywhere.
I think the worst anime of the year. So I've still think none of the worst anime of the year so far has come out this season, though. I didn't think you'd like Anne Shirley as much.
No, I like Anne Shirley. I think it's great.
Yeah, my mum's actually read the novel it's based on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is actually the 4th adaptation of Anne of Green Gables that's come out in Japan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because they've done... This is actually a remake of an older anime.
Hold on a second. I'm going to see what I think is the worst anime to come out this year so far. Because there was some bad...
There was some bad stuff last season. Oh, no, actually...
Behei Neko, that was bad. Promise of Wizards, that one probably. That one sucked.
I didn't... also, there is one that's come out this season that's pretty bad. Please put them on Tamaki-san. I only watched a couple of episodes of that.
Takamine-san.
Takamine-san. I only watched a couple of episodes of that.
I only watched the one because I felt like I was on a list after that first one.
that was one of those where I was just like, what the...
Like, I've apparently seen... I've seen Gigux video talking about the season and I saw some more of that show throughout it. Yeah! He puts on her underwear while they're still in class. And she's heavily moaning. How does no one notice?
There is some serious selective vision going on here.
Look, I get it. I know. Ecchi. It's not meant to be realistic. But come on! For crying out loud. I still need to watch the new Gundam actually. I've heard very good things, but it's just... I haven't go on Amazon Prime to watch it.
Yeah, when did Amazon decide they want to get back in the anime game?
How many seasons?
Yeah, they had Ubel Black last season, which was apparently a sort of spiritual successor to Berserk, but it wasn't very well... The anime version wasn't well received because they couldn't... For some reason, they just... Despite the fact they got on Amazon, it was a significantly censored version of the story.
The current score is...
Yeah, it's so bad with all the adverts in every episode. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have that though with Lazarus, because you gotta watch it on Channel 4.
I have ad block. I'm good. I'm good for Lazarus. On Amazon Prime, no, I have no idea how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, this is weird, because I'm good as Captain America, and yet I haven't been able to get a single kill this game. That is weird.
Witch Watch has been fun.
Oh, Witch Watch has been fantastic.
Witch Watch has been really good.
No, it hasn't been as talked about as I expected. But here's the thing, this is what...
I think in all fairness, I don't think the Shonen Jump releases are getting as much recognition now.
One of the weird things about it, though, as well, is Witch Watch is...
Red was actually the first of us to watch Gundam Quacks, as he was asking questions before... He started watching it before you. Oh, damn.
So...
Coming in 30 seconds.
Before you started it. Oh, damn.
Here's one for...
Windbreaker's back.
Been really good.
That's been so good, man. Goddamn Windbreaker.
I'm a little behind because I'm watching in dub, but
It has been so damn good.
I'm only 2 episodes behind though, so that's a plus. Apothecary Diaries has kept up brilliance.
Yeah. I haven't started on Go-Go Loser Ranger yet.
No, neither have I. I'm waiting a little bit longer for that one.
I just haven't really gotten around to it. As I said, I've been kind of slacking a bit with this season. I need to get really get back into it.
Yeah, but this again, I'm not sure how good Disney Plus is getting in the anime game.
And we have had some pretty stellar stuff from them.
Yeah, stellar stuff, but
Like we had Medalist last season. We've had Summertime Rendering, season 2 and 3 of Tokyo Revengers. But those aren't as good as season 1, but I still enjoy them.
yeah, but here's the thing: Go-Go Loser Ranger, that had actually a good audience. It seems like I don't think people are coming back for the second seasons on Disney Plus. That's where I think the issue's coming from. They're coming for the first one that comes on there. Not so much the second one. I'm wondering like how many people are going to come back from Medalist season 2 when
Disney
that
Plus
happens.
aren't really advertising their anime that much.
Yeah, that's the problem. There we go. Finally got.
Like they're just like all the stuff they're advertising is Star Wars, funnily enough.
Yeah, Andor's back, which doesn't help things.
Yeah, I've not started. You haven't. You're the bloody Super Sentai fan. That is surprising.
Oh, someone's tagged me in a post apparently.
Yeah, something about feet pics.
He said, better. Look, if you guys think I'm ignoring you, I'm on stream now.
I've been too busy. Yeah, you have been doing driving lessons as well. We all have excuses for being lazy this season.
What? Okay.
I've got a lot of games. Reese is doing driving. Ren has a live. You're a filthy dub watcher. That's all good.
Hang on, I'm preparing for Pokemon. Probably my last tournament till next year now.
As he keeps saying.
Yeah, because apparently what they do is when they did this with Scarlet and Violet, because that wasn't going to come out till November. After the last World Championships with Sword and Shield was done, they said we're going to take a break now until Scarlet and Violet come out.
So wait, is this your last major tournament, last tournament overall?
Last major tournament, it's going to depend on how Champions goes. So, like, it depends. If it doesn't give me, like, the easy way of modifying my Pokemon, then this is my last tournament.
Oh yeah, Reese has the worst torture of all of us. Having listened to you talk about Pokemon.
No, yeah, I've got actually we've got less time travelling tomorrow than I thought, because you can take a train from the airport to Utrecht directly. We don't have to get into Amsterdam Central.
I still think of Utrecht or Bebbenberg whenever you say Utrecht. It's annoying. It's annoying how my mind does that.
No, it's not. Sorry, she said it's spider time.
I was thinking you were referring to me.
Yeah.
It's annoying when it does that. No, it's not. No, it's not annoying when that happens to you.
There's see, this is why I need a co-reviewer. I do much better when I have someone to bounce off with.
Yeah.
Other than that, any other? I mean, I think I'm gonna try and watch the most recent episode of Lazarus before I fly out tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't really have a schedule for the shows I want to watch. Just kind of open up my laptop and just go, okay, what cringe am I going to consume today?
Okay, do we have any healers on the party? Because if they do, they're not doing their job. We have 2. How the fuck are we doing this badly? I'm going to swap.
Also, oh my god, you're on a team with healers? That's a rare!
Yeah, I've noticed. At least that's why you have to do competitive. It's the only way you guarantee you get some healers. Who's your
ask me what my favourite what is.
Would you say winter was better than spring, or spring's better than winter so far?
Well, I say winter's better, personally, honestly.
Yeah, I thought you might go down that route.
Well, I'm not sure. Winter had... I feel like there's stuff's better we have more good stuff this season, but I think Winter's was better.
I see what you mean, right.
Like this season, I have more stuff that I'm enjoying. But last season we had Medalist, which was really big, which I really liked.
In regards to Witch Watch, that was so. I've been told this is one of the most popular manga in Japan.
Yeah,
so why the heck? And I kind of, you know, when you have those ones like this is the most popular manga on this app or this is the most popular manga, you kind of get why. Witch Watch, despite the fact I like it, I don't get why this one was so hugely popular.
It kind of, I don't know, just kind of fits Japanese aesthetics maybe. Maybe it's partly because it's a comedy manga.
I mean, the funny thing is, I'm watching the sub version on Crunchyroll and the dub version on Netflix.
You're watching it twice?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Because I initially watched one episode of the dub just to see how the dub was. And I've really... Oh yeah, Todd in the Show's latest episode of Train Records covers a band that we both know. Limp Bizkit's album, Results May Vary.
Literally the only Limp Bizkit album I know is Chocolate Starfish and Hot Up Water.
Oh god, it's the one where they famously covered Behind Blue Eyes.
Ah, that one.
It's also the one where Wes Borland left the band.
Do you know something? If Limp Bizkit ever decides to comes back to Wacken, I will happily see them.
Yeah, apparently.
I will happily go to that. I will happily go to that stage, and I will happily see them. It's like, because here's the thing. I think from what I've heard, they're fully aware of the reputation they have.
Yeah,
they're fully aware that people think they're kind of shit, and they've just embraced it.
Yeah, they've.
And like, apparently, from what I've heard at their shows, people go there knowing what they're in for. And they just go there to have fun.
I remember the last time I saw them, it was in 2009.
Imagine if they do a world tour to promote Devil May Cry Season 2. Oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Imagine if they just go, alright, how many of you seen Devil May Cry? You know this one. Move in and move out.
Well, the funny thing is, yeah, last time I saw them was 2009.
God damn.
The band that went on before them was Machine Head. You can imagine how the Machine Head fans were.
Oh god, yeah.
I think that was great because the band, mind you, they were actually pretty good. The worst band on that day was definitely the band that went on after them.
Which ones?
9 Inch Nails.
Really?
Yeah,
they were the bad ones.
Yeah, their performance was terrible.
Oh my god, I think 9 Inch Nails would be good.
No, they just phoned it in.
Alright guys, I may be the storm that is a Alright guys, I may be the storm that is approaching. Wait, don't get a bucket.
No.
I will definitely admit, Chocolate Starfish Hot Dog 1 did have some alright songs. I like my generation. I like Rolling.
My Way is pretty good.
My Way's alright. I actually quite kind of like My Way.
I think it's got a special place in the hearts of wrestling fans, that one, because it was the theme of WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, and I think it's called Chocolate Starfish, so, you know, it's a fucked up world with a fucked up place. Everybody judged by the fucked up face. I actually kind of like that song.
Limp Bizkit actually does have one honour. They're the only band to create the theme song for 2 WrestleManias. 17 and 19.
Damn.
17 it was My Way, and 19 it was one that's not as well known because it was on Results May Vary, called Crack Addict. Yeah, no one remembers that song, but it's weird and it's annoying because WrestleMania 19 is one of the most. It's interesting because the ones that Limp Bizkit have done are the ones that are regarded as some of the best WrestleManias of all time.
Get them back then. Get them back. Do a new song. We might have a good year again, or you might have a good year and watch wrestling.
Actually, we've had a couple of good years of WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania 40, last year's one, was probably a contender for the best WrestleMania of all time.
Ah, damn. It was a song done by that year.
Oh god, I can't remember now. It was, I think it was The Weeknd.
Huh.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. I always knew it was weird when they got Flow Rider to do the theme song for 1 year.
Yeah, you think, like, that's kind of the thing I find weird, like, when sport events have, like, do calm music. Like, surely if you think of things like American football, wrestling, you want to get, like, metal.
Yeah, like, for example, when they did a WWE event called Bash at Berlin, and the theme song for that was Electric Callboy and Baby Metal song.
Ratatata.
Yeah, that was the theme song for it. Well, I think they need a German band for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, Bad Bunny's done it on a couple of occasions because he actually is a trained wrestler. And he's given some of the best celebrity matches ever. But I mean, I've actually got tickets for another wrestling event coming up.
Yeah, I think you said before.
Yeah, AEW and New Japan Forbidden Door.
The right heroes could make all the
Okay,
difference.
I'll be a healer then for this one. I'm going to be the only non-toxic Jeff player I've encountered today. So who? Yeah, I do actually will say I'm glad Limp Bizkit kind of lent into it.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
I think I think they.
Can't help but think of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories from
PS1 hearing that.
PS1 hearing that.
Who?
Oh, you can't help but think.
Yeah.
So,
You.
right, sorry, dyslexic made me, like, not auto-correct it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! No, he typed thing.
Yeah, I know he said thing. But sometimes my mind's able to autocorrect it, but it just wasn't that time.
My favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Game is still the Game Boy Advance ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, I'd say, are the 5D's DS ones. Those were pretty good.
The PSP ones are quite good.
Oh, Tag Force is great. Tag Force is sick.
You need to stop that vehicle.
I say that I never actually played Tag Force. I watched my friend play them like all the goddamn time though.
I did so many hours into Tag Force.
Yeah, Tag Force is sick. You know what? Here's a question. What was the worst gig you've ever been to?
Oh,
Well, like, how many bad ones have you been to actually?
a few. I've been to a few bad ones.
You know, I mean, gig or show at a festival. Could be any.
Alien Ant Farm was pretty bad. Second time I saw them.
Yeah, I think you said.
That's one.
Tag Force is half Yu-Gi-Oh, half dating sim. It's about building relationships with a guy. Oh, good guy, yeah.
I know you guys enjoyed it, but I did not like Belphegor.
Oh no, I didn't enjoy Battle Door. They weren't that good.
That was a pretty weak one.
If I'm being entirely honest, I thought the last time we saw Glory Hammer was a little disappointing.
I liked that one.
The reason it's not because they were bad, it's because the set list was mostly the same as the last time we saw them. And mind you, that was over a year ago.
Well, they've only released one EP since then.
It was over a year ago, and it was a separate tour, and they did almost the exact same set list. The one difference was that they threw in He Has Returned. And also you can say they released one.
I'm about to get a quadruple kill.
No, I like the new singer. I honestly seen them live the first time. Seeing the new singer live the first time, I thought he was better than the original.
Yeah, no, I think he is better than the original.
Yeah, I think I just think the set list was the same, and also you can say they had a different EP. We saw Testament 3 months apart from each other. They had different set lists both times. And they were sick.
I do know there's one song they performed live with the new singer, they never performed with the old one.
Yeah, that's a legendary Jetpack.
Yeah, because that was the song that they nosed him with.
Yeah.
He did a cover of it online.
I still enjoyed them. I still thought they were good, but it's just but honestly, the MVP of that show was dominant for me.
Emperor at Bakken weren't very good.
We only saw like the last couple of songs. No, that's Behemoth is picking up.
Yeah, no, I saw Emperor a few years ago. I'm completely unaware of what the drummer had done, I should point out. I'm not really into black metal. That's the thing.
I like some. There's some black metal I like. I like a couple songs by Behemoth. I like some of Dark Funeral's newer stuff. I like one band called Spectral Rune. They're quite enjoyable.
The weird thing is, I kind of like the black metal bands that do quite.
I like Cradle of Filth as well.
I can tell you a few. I like Enslaved, the Norwegian band that do like Viking black metal.
I haven't listened to them, I don't think.
You probably like them. They're sort of like Viking black metal.
Yeah, I like Viking shit.
Bal Sagoth, I like. They do like they invented their own fantasy world for their black metal songs.
Ah, that's cool.
Basically, they do Warhammer black metal.
That's pretty sick.
You're now going to listen to that all the way home.
Absolutely.
There's another one. There's one from Japan called Psy.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're very experimental as a band.
Give me a sec, because I know there's some like black metal.
Rotting Christ from Greece.
They're more thrash, aren't they?
It's weird that I've heard them be described as black metal. Especially their early stuff. Their early stuff is very black metal.
Demu Borgir.
Oh yeah, no, Demu Borgir.
Demu Borgir are sick.
Run, flee for your lives! I'm about to get another triple kill.
Because I know Ren's like really into it. He quite likes black metal.
I know you're not into the game of Marvel, but do you find it weird that Thor can't fly in this game?
He can't really fly in the comics. He throws his hammer and just follows it.
No, touche.
Bring on the chaos.
I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't fly. He more Kuromanga senseis.
First question I got. First question I got asked today was, have you seen the Superman trailer?
I think there's so many subgenres of metal now. Yeah, there are a lot of subgenres of metal. There's so many subgenres of metal now that every band has at least 5 subgenres added to them. That is one very, very true.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. It's like,
honestly, I actually like. It's the thing, I am very easy to please. I like almost every genre of metal there is out there.
Yeah, Sam Dunn, he's a really good documentary maker.
Thor can fly in the comics, but he just holds on the Mjolnir for... Yeah, I don't know, just know him from the MCU, and all I really know is it's almost like he throws the hammer but just doesn't let go, and so he gets flung with it.
I didn't go to it, but...
It more gets flung than flies, I always thought.
I didn't go to it, but in terms of bad gigs, Ren went to Marilyn Manson at,
yeah,
and he was apparently terrible.
Yeah, when we were waiting for, when we were... Link Park, it's new metal. They are new metal! Link Park is new metal.
Put it this way, in the Sam Dunn documentary, Metal Evolution, they were in the new metal episode, so I'm going to say it counts.
Yeah, they're new metal. They're new metal. If a band has rapping in, they're very new metal. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, while we were waiting for at Ren's Night Before Dark Reign, we were talking about a bunch of Vakken stuff because obviously, and Ren mentioned, and we sort of started talking a little bit about Marilyn Manson. And yeah, Ren said mostly about Andy liking him, some of his stuff, and how Ren just didn't. Yeah, Ren said he saw him and it was not good. I
had heard prior to that his live shows are terrible.
Yeah,
but no, I did go, which is weird because it's not as if there's a culture clash, because I went to see Rob Zombie there and he killed it. That performance.
Ren mentioned how he saw Rob Zombie. I would love to see Rob Zombie. I would love to see him like fuck it out.
That's probably one of the most I've seen Vakken move is when Rob Zombie broke out Dragula.
Oh, I can imagine. I can fucking imagine.
The one that the best show at Vakken though ever. It's a tough call, but I think I'd go with Heaven Shall Burn.
Sick.
They are their Vakken shows are incredible.
I don't know who my favourite is. It's like really tough.
Honestly, me and Joe were so tempted to say, could you wait a couple more hours so we could watch Heaven Shall Burn? and then we'll have dinner.
Yeah.
But we've said, no, we've got to go back and then support Elliot. I've seen Hailstorm, that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, nah, you could have stayed as long as you wanted. I wouldn't have minded.
You'll need a top-notch
I
team
think
to make
maybe the best, my favorite was probably Fire Schwans. They were amazing.
They were the best show on 70k of the year we saw them.
Oh my god, on 70k, they were so damn good. They were easily the best.
They killed it.
They fucking nailed it so hard.
What's...
Like, I would not leave that fucking mosh pit. It was so awesome.
Yeah, no, they have a very infectious spirit. 70k does give... Some of those joke bands do quite well on the ice rink stage. Like, I went to see... it's the troll... It's not Fin Troll, it's the other troll band that's from that region of the world.
I only know Fin Troll, I think.
Oh, God. They got a song called Captain Chaos. Give me a second, I'll look
30
it up.
seconds before
Once I'll look it up, you keep playing.
It's spelled with a K, though, I should point out.
Which one? Captain or Chaos?
Both. It's weird because the singer also plays a mini drum set sometimes on the stage.
Where is it? Where is it? There's not here.
Hang on a second. I know they've got all their songs are.
There's a band called Captain Chaos.
2, 1.
Once I'll just type in troll, see what shows. See what shows up. Not the fucking trolls. Shit. There's that. Oh god damn it. This. Why is so many bands have troll? Why is Justin Timberlake here when I type in trolls?
I love that the first thing I typed in when I typed in Chaos and the K was Arch Enemy.
Yeah, in all fairness. Oh my god, Arch Enemy was so good when we saw them.
Unlike this team that I've got working with me at the minute. We're dying constantly! Yeah, no, I would say... So, have you ever seen it?
He was in the Trolls anime film. Oh, fuck.
Have you ever seen...
Oh, god, that's right. Ozzy Osbourne was in one, wasn't he?
Yeah. Have you ever seen, any of the Sam Dunn documentaries?
Any of the what ones?
Sam Dunn, he does a lot of documentaries about metal. He's an anthropologist, so he looks at heavy metal from an anthropological...
I've heard of a lot of them. I've not seen them.
First one he did was one called Metal: A Headbanger's Journey.
I've heard. That's what I really want to see.
That's a good one. He then did one called Glow. This one's a bit hard to track down, but you can get it if you look, if you can look well enough. It's called Global Metal, and it was about like metal in places you wouldn't expect, like Indonesia and India.
Yeah, I remember. It's a lot of the White Metal Scene video. He's done a video on like the 20 best documentaries.
I assumed it would have. I haven't watched that one yet. I assumed that those two would be in there. And,
I love his opinion in there. Yeah.
And he did one finally for VH1 called Metal Evolution.
Yeah, I really want to watch the Vakken documentary.
I'm pretty sure I've got that somewhere.
Ah, sick.
I need to look around my Blu-ray collection, but I'm fairly convinced I have the Vakken one.
Yeah, because I have like sort of a bunch of things to hype myself up more for Vakken closer to the time, and that's one of the things I want to get.
I think the one thing I always remember is with Vakken, it's always the year you don't go is going to be the worst.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that always motivates me to just like stick it out every year.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it gets, it's just like the year you never remember the bad stuff.
Well, unless it's 2023.
Unless it's 2023, yeah.
That was a bad one.
No, that one's... I think that's the only example I'd say. Like, the Mud's been bad some years, but we've been able to stick it out.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that's like the worst it's ever been.
Yeah, absolutely, it was the worst it's ever been. And
I still think if I had wellies, because I forgot to pack wellies, if I had them, I would have stuck it out. I would have been fine.
That's one reason I'm glad that was Simon's last one.
Yeah. It's something actually. I recently joined the Vakken subreddit, and I remember someone made a post saying how they thought some of the headliners were a bit disappointing, like there weren't that many big ones. And a bunch of people in the comments were saying, yeah, that's kind of an idea. The idea. They give a lot of attention to smaller bands and not like focus on really big ones.
That's what I like about Vakken.
Exactly.
It gives a real opportunity to some of these bands that would never get that big.
Yeah, because I like to look up festival lineups for fun, and a lot of them it always feels like the headliners are the only reasons people go, and the rest is just filler. With Wacken, it's like there's one band. There's like either one really big band or three like fairly big ones, and there's a bunch of others. And it feels like people are going there for for all the bands.
Well, I like as well the headliner doesn't go on last always.
Yeah, and also the what was I gonna say? Let's be also considering the fact that they sell out every year and it's almost always instantly. I think they can get away with not having big headliners. They can always get away with that.
They say that, but look at two of the headliners this year. It's Machine Head and Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, they always have big ones, but like other festivals, it will be like Guns N' Roses and 4 other bands. But this one is just Guns N' Roses.
Okay, here's like compare it with a download marketing right now, which that's not too far off actually coming out.
Yeah, they have like Green Day, Sleep Token, and someone else I can't remember.
It was weird because Sleep Token is probably well, I'd go for Green Day and I'd go for Sleep Token.
Yeah, that's the thing with download. You see the headliners, but that's mostly it. Like, it feels like a lot of the other stuff is filler.
Like, the only UK show Powerwolf has done so far is Download. And like the same with Man with a Mission, but they were so far down the card in the way they were marketed. You might not have noticed that they were on the bill.
Yeah, meanwhile with Wacken, with Wacken, it almost feels like, especially with the posters, it almost feels like they're paying attention to all the bands.
Yeah, the posters give you that sense, and the shirt gives you a sense of this massive alumni that is coming this year. And this is the show.
I think a big part of that is the fact that Wacken show doesn't just say the band name, they show off the band logos. Like, you see other festivals, they only show off the logos to the headliners. Everyone else is just sort of Arial font 12.
Or you get, or even then, you have to be like second or third on the bill.
Yeah, Wacken, everyone has their logos. Everyone gets to show off what their title looks like. And that just kind of makes all the bands have a little bit more importance. Yeah, get ready. By the way, get ready. I'm going to be talking a lot about Wacken in the next few months.
Hey, there's not much dialogue in Liza P. We got time for it.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting because we're going to do, probably the week after we get back, we'll be doing the first post-Wacken live stream.
Yay! We can talk incessantly about it.
You know, knowing Ren, he might want to skip the Tuesday stream.
Honestly, I'm still wondering how I'm going to be after Wacken, because I need like 2 weeks rest after last year's, mostly because I came back ill.
Well, the only way we're going to have to avoid... Well, the only way we're going to have to avoid it is if I win this weekend.
Yeah.
Because then I've got to rebook my flights and then
have you? I do have my build plan. Yes. I'm gonna go with a mixture of decks, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's a thing that like relies a lot on sort of elemental damage, so like fire and electricity and shit like that.
Incidentally,
so yeah, I do have a build in mind, mostly with weapons.
I mean, let's be honest. Liza P, best
non-FromSoft Souls like.
Yeah.
Easily.
I'm wondering.
Like, I play a number of them. Liza P is still easily the best. It's not even close.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I could have made a case for Code Vein, but I think my biggest problem with Code Vein is it's a little too easy.
No, Code Vein's difficult.
No, maybe I think
there's one boss in Code Vein. Did you make fun of doing a dex build in Dark Souls? Yes, but here's the thing, Reese. I'm a fucking hypocrite.
Exactly.
And also, Liza P is way more skill focused than Dark Souls.
Also, you're right.
Liza P has more of a Bloodborne style combat style.
This is the last huge thing I'm doing with my Switch, and the last big trip abroad I'm doing with my Switch this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much going to be getting ready for Switch 2 after this. I asked your opinion about this the other day.
Oh fuck, camera's gone. Oh no, mine's back. Yeah, guess why.
How do you feel about the fact that the Switch 2 is a version of Scarlet and Violet is not going to be usable for Pokemon competitions this year.
I think it's... If it's just this year, I think it's okay. If it's just until like more people can get their hands on it, I think it's okay. Because, you don't know, some people might get a bit of an advantage with the better frame rate and the better build of the game. If it's permanent, that's stupid.
No, apparently the plan is the Switch 2 is going to be available because we're going to swap to Pokemon Champions starting next year, and that releases. Because again, also we'll have mobile phones in the mix. That one.
Yeah. I think it's okay for this year. Since exactly.
Incidentally, though, we also said in the last one we were taking bets that you think I might be wrong on this one, that we're going to get a Switch 2 Direct before the end of July.
I never said anything about taking bets.
No, I never. It was more we were having this thought process where we were thinking over what we think is the next Switch 2 Direct.
I think it's going to be a bit later than like. I think it's going to be a bit later than June.
Would you think?
Maybe a part of Showcase, but I don't think we're getting a big one.
So, with that basis, would you reckon that we'll get some of those releases that are coming in the second half of the year? They're going to be in like Twitter drops.
We're pretty privileged to buy consoles. Yeah, let's be honest, we're fucking lucky.
Yeah,
getting them at launch.
And also, this launch has been one of the best launches. In terms of you look at the lineup we got for the launch of this console.
Yeah.
It's the one I'm most curious about of all the future games is Dustbloods.
Don't rush in.
Yeah, that one I'm really interested in.
I think I shared. Did you share it or did I share it? That mean the Austin Powers meme was saying, "Look, it's Bloodborne 2. It looks like Bloodborne 2, but for international copyright reasons, it is not. Still, we should freak out like it's Bloodborne 2, which it isn't."
I think it was you.
Yeah.
I don't share much in the Twitter chat anymore.
Yeah, no, as I say, Nintendo Today is... Have you got the Nintendo Today app?
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that at the minute. They're doing some cool stuff in it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like how when you open it, you get like a unique animation on like sort of the date bit.
Did you pick Zelda as your choice?
I didn't know you could pick a choice. Mine's just Mario.
Oh no, yeah, you get a couple of choices. You get like Animal Crossing, and I change it each month. So I did Zelda at launch, and I'm going to change it for this month.
I'm just going to stick with Mario. I like Mario.
And next month I'm going to change it to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, instead it's Cal and I screaming into the void of Twitch to chat while Red makes cameos. Meanwhile, I'm Sir not appearing in this film.
I did.
Judge, jury,
We were also chatting before this about the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy collaboration.
Yeah, mostly you buying all the collector decks.
I didn't realise I was buying the collector decks. I'm sorry.
Where did you buy them from?
Magic Madhouse.
That's what I buy them. I like to know. The collector decks are below the standard ones.
Oh.
How did you not notice that? Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm amazed I function, to be honest. The company is doomed when I'm in charge. Relax, Evie's in charge as soon as I'm gone. As soon as Mum's gone.
That is just fucking hell, dude.
Look, we got them now. It's fun. But I say I love this. I will say,
well, you're probably one of the few Magic players who loves the fact that we're getting constant universes beyond shit.
I will say I kind of wonder how they're going to replicate this after Final Fantasy, because I think they're going to get diminishing returns after this one. Because where do you go from Final Fantasy?
Elden Ring.
Yeah, that makes real sense.
That's my one for Universes Beyond. But even then, I'm not getting all the Commander decks. I'm probably not even gonna get one. I'm probably just gonna get one. I'm probably just gonna make a couple from like my favorite bosses. That's it.
Well, I'm definitely not getting the...
Yeah, that's why I'm making the bloody power grab when Calvin gets the range to keep Axia running.
Don't worry, it's Evie's already planning the corporate takeover. The
maximum pulse.
Okay. As I say, you're really thinking of making a Noctis deck, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm making a Noctis one.
What colour combo is he again?
White, blue, black.
That makes sense actually for Noctis' character. I like Zidane is a red.
His deck is actually an artifact based one.
Again, considering his storyline, doesn't entirely surprise me. What?
Which is mostly, I believe his main ability is you pay 3 life and you can play any artifact from the graveyard, but it gets a finality counter on it.
I see. Zidane is red-white, and he has a kidnapping mechanic where he takes over cards from your opponent.
I find it kind of funny. What is Zidane known for? Well, he kidnaps his one character.
I did think that was like... I suppose Zidane's the only thief leader of the... thief main character in the series, so it makes sense.
Does Yuffie not count?
I said main character. I do like the fact that they did stick to character personalities and not just make it so that every character from the same series can fit in the games. Like, you can't make a deck unless you find a way to make a 5-color commander. You can't make a commander deck with all the characters from Final Fantasy IX as the party.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, I like that aspect, that they did keep to that.
Well, like how all Final Fantasy 16 characters are monocolored.
Yeah, I like that one idea, because again, it makes sense for their characters.
Yeah.
Although, I do like the fact, though, that Sid is just one card and it changes art depending on which...
Yeah, I mean, Sid is like a universal character. Like every Final Fantasy has their own Sid. Aside from 15, they have Sydney.
I like Sydney.
She's cool, yeah.
Unfortunately, she doesn't show up too much in the main story. You have to really do a lot of side content to hang around with her.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy, you're probably going to do a lot of the side content.
The weird thing is, with 15, I didn't realise how much I was expected to do the side content to pad out the game. You're just doing the main story. It's by...
like 25 hours of main story, if that.
Yeah, no, I think it's shorter than that, because I remember that went by very quickly on my first playthrough of it.
Yeah, I mean, I always do a bunch of side content with Final Fantasy.
Is it just me? I kind of preferred they left open world with 15 and went back to a more structured map for 16.
Yeah, I guess.
16.
I mean, 16 is still kind of open, but it is not as open.
16 is the I think I like 16 more than 15.
I'll say.
Okay.
I think 16 is probably my favorite Final Fantasy, for story at least. Like, 16 has a fucking amazing story.
Ooh, I'm trying to think. I'm not where I would rank 16 in terms of the story. I would put it in my top... I think I would put it in... I think I might put it in the top 5, actually. I would... Okay, I'm trying to think which of the Final Fantasy stories were like... I've gone back on myself. I really like the story of 10.
10 is a good story. I think the one thing that kind of drags it down is Tidus is kind of an annoying character. Oh, sorry, Tidus.
I've gotten more used to his character arc now, and I think the one thing that throws it down for me is my knowledge of the existence of 10-3.
You mean 10-2?
No, there is a 10-3. There's a novel.
What?
There's a novel, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Fucking excuse me.
I don't think it ever got translated. I don't think there's an official English.
I'm learning this now.
Yeah, I didn't learn it for ages, but there's official English translation, and it completely wrecks that true ending of Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh god.
Again, it's like you can't be. This is why I say people really get angry at endings. But when you get angry at something ending, and they just want to make another one, and then it ruins the ending you had. It's like, we didn't need American Psycho 2. We didn't need.
Again, we have to American Psycho 2. In all fairness, though, that's not really much of a sequel. Mostly because Patrick Bateman dies in the beginning. He's killed by a fucking 3-year-old.
Final, so I'm going to put them next to each other. 10, 16. Oh, God. I feel like the substance I'd go with 10, but the ending, I think 16 has a better ending.
Oh, 16 is a fucking great ending.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, actually. I'll come back to that one. 9, obviously, is a personal favourite of mine.
7 is a really good story.
7's story is great. I just really hope they don't fuck it up with part 3 of the remake trilogy.
Yeah, I think... I'm gonna be honest, I think I slightly prefer the story of the original. Mostly because I think the remakes have made some of the characters a little too annoying. And it seems to be way too focused on trying to tell jokes.
Do you know what?
And it really pulls me out of it.
It's the stuff with Zack. That's the thing that bothers me the most with the remake trilogy. Because I'm kind of like... I do feel like saying to Nomura, when you decide this has a point, let me know. Because right now, it's kind of pointless. Like, the way they did that ending of 7 remake, it's only for them to kind of walk back on it with Rebirth.
Yeah, I mean, I think the original 7 remake tells the story better than Rebirth does. Because again, I think Rebirth, it feels like it's too focused on telling jokes.
Yeah, that's
like, especially when Yuffie shows up.
I mean, that being said, Matt Mercer is great as Vincent.
Well, yeah, it's fucking Matt Mercer.
Some of the casting is the voice acting is still great. I actually think again, I still like the fact I like Aerith in this more than in Advent Children.
Yeah,
I've hated the sort of sanctification that she's had over the years. It's taken away a lot of her sassy nature that she had in the original game, and I'm kind of glad remake gave that back to her.
Wait, is that... So did they make her saying, was that how characters interpreted her as?
It's more how the fan base interpreted her, so as a result, the creative sort of did it.
This is going to be interesting to see Remake Trilogy on Switch 2, since it's going to melt at the end, just as the director wanted. As the director said, he wanted all the trilogy on Switch 2 eventually. Yeah, it's gonna fucking melt the system. Maybe Switch 3.
I'm looking for... I am... Do you think you're going to try out 7 Remake on Switch 2?
I might do, yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but the thing is, the gameplay in Rebirth is so much better that makes me go... I'll be thinking, why am I not playing Rebirth right now? But that being said, I think you're right. I think the story's better told in Remake. I think Remake...
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see how we think of this trilogy when we get to the final part, because I'm noticing a lot of parallels with the way the story's been received with this, with the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Oh no.
Because I remember there was a lot of hope and cautious optimism when Force Awakens came out, and then it sort of fell down when Last Jedi came out.
Is that going to happen with Final Fantasy 7?
It could, but I don't imagine they're going to make as many drastic changes as it did. I think they were already...
Well, I'll give it this. At least it feels like it has one director, and Nomura knows what he's doing.
I actually saw a very interesting video essay for Star Wars Day, and it was titled "I'm Glad."
Was Star Wars Secret Trilogy didn't have a plan? Yeah, there was no plan. Like, say what you want about the prequel trilogy. I will. I think it's Episode 1 has its moments, but it's mostly boring. Episode 2 is a slog. Episode 3 is good. But I will at least say this. At least they had a plan. At least there was one person doing it. Meanwhile, yeah, they just didn't for the sequel trilogy.
I would agree with that one.
And now they're going to be fucking doing it again by doing another trilogy. Once again, focusing on the Mary Sue Ray.
I will say, I disagree with that she's a Mary Sue.
I don't think she's a Mary. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say she's a Mary Sue, but she picks up stuff way easier than other characters did.
The thing that bothers.
As Ryan Johnson said, his plan with The Last Jedi was to subvert expectations, so they did everything in opposition to J.J. Abrams, so J.J. had to correct course half-Rise Skywalker and it's in there.
Well, that's interesting, because that's where the video essay I was listening to the other day, which is entitled "I'm Glad Last Jedi Ruined Your Childhood."
No, Rey is a Mary Sue, and I can explain it in great detail. I'm certain you will. I'm certain he's currently typing it right now. Yeah, but like she does pick up stuff with the Force very easily. Like really, like very easily compared to all the other characters.
And the thing is, I think what happened is because Last Jedi didn't succeed, they didn't have to base the whole point of this was that as a result, Disney just went right. Well, Star Wars is now just a nostalgia brand. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to push this franchise at all. We're not going to try anything new or anything that examines the series. We're just going to do nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to do with it.
Yeah, and Disney are now milking it for all it's fucking worth.
That's the thing. I remember that creator, I like Mitch Benn.
I don't have enough characters to type powers. I'm limited to 106. I thought it was 200 was the limit.
Depends if you got.
Do multiple parts. Do it in multiple parts. Make it like you're writing a tweet.
No, he can do it. He can do it for me on the plane tomorrow because he's got enough time to kill in an airport as is.
Yeah, but I won't be there. I want to know. I want to see your rant, Reese.
But okay.
Force Awakens was nostalgia bait for A New Hope. Yeah, and then all the others they were trying to nostalgia bait. Mostly with Rise of Skywalker by bringing back Emperor Palpatine and making it seem like Rey was going to be moving over to the dark side despite having no worries about that and nothing to imply she's going to aside from a connection to Palpatine.
Well, the weird thing is again, you know, a creator like Mitch Benn. I remember he did a video about Solo, a Star Wars story, and I remember he said that he thought at the time Star Wars needs to start taking more breaks because otherwise it's not going to seem that special anymore. And that's so pathetic because
it's not special anymore.
Exactly, that's what's happened. It's not special.
We've got so much Star Wars shit.
There is so much Star Wars stuff coming out. Like
when the sequel trilogy first started coming out, it was an event. It was something big. Now it's an average Tuesday.
So what you like about the prequels, they were also an event.
Yeah, they were fucking massive when they were coming out.
You could not move for episode 1 merch.
Oh, definitely not.
There was you couldn't buy the regular Kellogg's cereal. You had to buy the Star Wars boxes.
Yeah, because there was just so many of them.
What's the time now?
Oh, we still got 30 minutes.
30 minutes, at least time for one more competitive match.
Yeah, I'm saying the quality has come from the TV shows now, as films like Rogue One were panned aside, as the films have been panned aside from Rogue One. Yeah, Rogue One was like probably the. I mean, I still think Force Awakens was good, but that's essentially it. Also, you say all the quality comes from the shows. What's about the one that was cancelled?
Touche.
Yeah, you know I can't remember its name, but the one, the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
Oh, I know the one you're on about. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was shit.
I like actually, I'll tell you, I'm one of the rare people. I actually quite like Solo, a Star Wars story.
I have not seen it. I do not care to. I'm gonna be quite frank. I'm just done with Star Wars.
Yeah, here's the thing though.
I do not give a shit about it.
That one had a bit of controversy because they had a director change partway through it because it was originally going to be directed.
Force Awakens was to copy and paste from the original trilogy. Yeah, that's kind of why it's alright. It's copying a film, but it's copying a good movie.
The Acolyte was terrible.
Oh, Acolyte, that was it. Acolyte was the.
Yeah, no, it's
God. Sorry, your comment didn't show up on the phone.
Andor is pretty good.
I've heard good things about Andor. Again, I'm just done.
Yeah, no,
it's the same with Marvel. I don't fucking care anymore.
It's weird because my favourite TV series prior to that was Rebels. That one was really good. Because that was a prequel. It was set between episode 3 and episode 4.
Was that one of the animated ones?
Yeah, it was animated and it was set between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is they got James Earl Jones to voice Darth Vader for a couple of episodes.
That's cool.
Saving the multiverse.
Yeah, I think Reese told me they did update the ending of that one. It was a bit confusing. No, originally Solo was meant to be directed by Lord and Miller, which were the guys who did the Lego Movie and then went on to do Spider-Verse.
Andor just wrapped season 2, and it leads directly into Rogue Watch. I would highly recommend watching. This is Rogue Watch.
I think that was a mistype.
Maybe. I would highly recommend watching season 1, 2, and Rogue One in order. I didn't mean Rogue One. Again, I'm just.
Yeah.
I already have a lot. I have stuff I'm watching already, and I don't care about Star Wars anymore. I'm sorry.
It was one of those. Sometimes you have to know when to quit. Like, I'll give you a prime example. Despite the fact they probably could have done more. Whatever you think of it, Grand Tour. Those 3 guys knew it was time to call it a day.
Yeah.
And as a result, they've gone out on a really great final episode.
Yeah.
Especially considering they ended it where they began.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal way to do it.
And I guess just because of another show I've been watching, I haven't seen the ending for it. Before I've heard Buffy had a really good ending. Like the show at least had ended at a good place.
Yeah, it would have if the comics hadn't continued it and ruined it.
They ruined it?
Yeah, there was comics that took place after the TV series that screwed everything over.
Oh god.
So, again, leave alone! Sometimes an ending's good.
Also because of
in their 60s.
Yeah, in their 60s, they are old. They are old and tired.
Well, they're all starting new businesses now as well. James May owns a pub. Clarkson has his farm.
Yeah.
Richard Hammond has his repair.
Hammond has his hamster wheel.
He actually has a car modification business.
Ah.
I mean, it's one of those where you just go. I remember one of the reasons Clarkson said they were giving up was because they're interested in electric cars anymore, and that's most of the big new releases in terms of cars are now electric.
Yeah.
I agree. We need to start moving away to do this for environmental reasons, but I have to agree with them on that one. That I want them to make electric cars that are exciting, and I just don't find any exciting.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the day where we finally get self-driving cars.
I think it's going to be out very late into our lifetime.
Yeah, let's be honest. My mum keeps saying, you know what? One day they will have self-driving cars. And do you know? Both me and Clarkson have a pub each. Oh, they both have a pub.
Yeah. Clarkson opened a pub after to go work alongside his pub.
But yeah, my mum keeps saying one day we'll have self-driving cars. You'll be able to go wherever you want, and I just keeps going. Yeah, I imagine we still need driving licenses. Because we will no doubt have manual modes.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Statistically speaking, most plane crashes are caused by human error. But yeah, so statistically, it would be safer if all planes were done on autopilot, and we know planes can take off, land, and
Royal Oak and Clarkson is farmer's dog.
Oh yeah, no, that's what he's called it. But so we know planes can take off and land on autopilot. Here's the thing, though: would you get on a plane with no pilot?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's caused by human error, but there is still almost that assurance that like humans could possibly fix it. If we get an AI plane and the AI starts fucking up, we're completely fucked.
Do you know what I found amazing? Like one of the ways that planes, the reason why most planes are in white is because it saves the most on energy.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, the paint colour can actually affect your costs. In fact, it was actually someone's just and there were actually plane companies were looking into not having any paint on them at all, just as an extra 20. The problem is you lose your money. You have to wash them down a lot more if you do that, and that means that by then they would actually lose the money. Here's another example. United Airlines, they lowered the weight of the magazines by about an ounce on all their flights. They saved $1 million.
Wow.
There's a few of these examples. I remember there was one where they saved tons of money just by removing one olive from each meal.
It's a bit delayed on where it shows up on that, when it shows up on my phone. So give it a minute.
That's why planes have several systems to reduce.
One sec, I'll restart. Maybe it's like my signal or
I
something.
don't know why I should be talking about this, considering I've got a fear of flying and I'm flying tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not as bad as me. Again, I once watched Final Destination the day before I went on a holiday and ended up having a panic attack during takeoff.
Oh, that was a mistake.
That was a big mistake, my dude.
The weird thing is, I've flown so much now that I should not have a fear of flying because I've done it so often.
Yeah, like, you fly more than anyone else I know, and you have a fucking fear of flying. That's why planes have several systems of redundancies with autopilot, main pilot, co-pilot, and sometimes flight engineer or trainee on board. Yeah, that's so many stuff. There's so many people who ensure stuff that nothing goes wrong. If it was just AI...
Planes are still the safest form of travel.
Yeah, they still are.
And again, I know this.
Like as an example, I'm not big on cars. Like, I'm not a massive on going in cars.
And statistically speaking, you have more reason to have a problem with being in a car.
Yeah,
than I do
there's
to be in a
so
plane.
much that could go wrong. Like in a car, I think Greg Davis probably fucked me up the most because he said, "I've ever been driving." And he goes, "All you need to do is that, and we're all dead."
No, but one of my favourite stories around this was a British Airways flight around Indonesia, and they had these like smoke coming out of the thing. There was a weird scenario. They had like these like stardust like fire going at the screen, and all 4 engines shut down.
Oh.
And in fact, they had to get the captain had to get a message to the back of the plane, so he just went on the intercom saying, "Hey, gentlemen, I hope this isn't too inconvenient, but all 4 engines have shut down."
Just like, sorry, we have a tad of a problem. The engines are fucked, and we're going to crash into the Pacific. If you will please find your closest emergency. If you will please find your closest emergency exit. And please remember that airplane mode should still be enabled. Therefore, you will not be able to text your loved ones goodbye.
Well, the weird thing is, he basically kind of did that. But the thing is, he landed it.
Oh wow!
He landed it in Indonesia. He got back. He managed to get it back round, and as soon as they dropped Versa and left, all 4 engines just miraculously came back on.
Huh.
Well, it turns out what happened is they'd accidentally flown through a volcano's dust cloud.
And it just fucked up the engines for temporarily.
It fucked up the engines and gave it the effect of St. Elmo's fire on the screen. That was what was going against the thing.
Oh, damn.
But what I found amazing is the first thing they did after they successfully landed was they went over their flight log to check if they had fucked up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an amazing story.
Yeah, planes are made to be gliders in total engine failure.
Yeah, they drop a little thing at the bottom, and then there was the famous case of the plane that got hijacked in West Africa.
I've flown a plane before.
Really?
You remember I used to do air cadets.
Oh yes, you
we
did.
Used to, and something that they used to get us to, and they actually used to let us with an instructor fly planes for like a little bit. I've legit done a loop-de-loop in the plane before.
Oh, that would fuck me up.
It
so
was
bad.
fun. It was fun. I had an instructor in case anything bad happened.
So here's one for
It was legit. Unfortunately, I did it 3 times, twice with a plane, or I did the flying 3 times, twice with a plane, once with a glider. And that was like in my first couple of years. I was not able to do it after any other time because they were only letting people who had never done it before do it. So I just thought, what's the fucking point?
I'll tell you right now. Here's a question actually for you, Elliot. A country you haven't been to yet you'd like to travel to?
Japan.
Okay, let's throw Japan out the mix.
Yeah, Japan's an obvious one.
Japan's an obvious one. So
New Zealand.
Oh, go to Hobbiton.
Yeah, exactly. I want to go see where they did Lord of the Rings, and also, I just heard New Zealand's a nice country. I just heard it's a nice place.
Yeah, it's some of the best stories on the Red Chair in Graham Norton's program come from people from New Zealand.
A volcanic ash can smother an engine and extinguish the pilot lights in the engine.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing story. It's the story of Captain Moody. If you ever want to look it up, he's sadly no longer with us, but his story is amazing.
You know, same question to you. Has there ever been any? Are there any countries you'd like to go to but haven't yet?
Oh, give me a minute on that one.
Because you've been all over the fucking place.
No, I went to the Caribbean island I always wanted to go to, so that's helped. Because the one I always wanted to go to was St. Vincent. because it's where they shot Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ah, right. Did you go to any other places?
Yes, I did. I went to where they shot the famous scene where Jack Sparrow's boat sinks at the beginning of the film.
It helps that I know the chief engineer of Jet 2 at Manchester. Who the fuck don't you know, Reese? Good God.
I suspect he knows Keir Starmer somehow.
But yeah, I expect him to say oh god, yeah, I'm friends with Jason Momoa.
I warned him about Minecraft, he didn't listen. I don't like the fact that's got ironic love now.
Yeah. I knew his father, the toolmaker. But yeah, any countries you think of?
Well, I've never been to anywhere in South America. So I've never been to like Brazil or Argentina. I probably shouldn't go to Argentina for several reasons. But I think I'd probably go to Chile. I wouldn't mind going to Chile, actually. I've heard good things about Chile.
I also knew the old head of security to Manchester Airport before he retired.
One of the most interesting countries I've ever been to is Cuba. I'd say that's probably one of the most interesting places I've ever been. I
mean, let's be honest. Yeah, most of my holidays were either in France or Spain, like every other fucking British person did. I legit never been to Germany until Vatican.
I never went to Germany until the first year we went to Vatican.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'd never been there.
That's surprising.
No, I went first Vatican I went to was 2012.
Yeah. How did you learn about that? Because I learned about it from you and Ren.
I heard about it from a couple of people, and then I got the copies of DVDs.
And you decided, I want that. I want to go.
Well, I was writing a book at the time, and I thought I might check it out.
Was that? That wasn't the your next Guide to Anime, was it?
No, it was going to be called Heavy Metal Pilgrimage. I was sort of like look at.
I went to France, America, Jamaica, Menorca, and Egypt mostly on holidays. Meanwhile, my family's fucking basic bitch English and just went to Spain for 90% of our holidays.
Greece was 90% of our.
Well, yeah, because your mum loves Greece.
Yeah, and Dad was also really liked it, and they were planning to retire there until he died.
My parents got married. My mum and stepdad got married in Greece.
Oh god, they got caught in the one on the F1.
Yeah. It was nice though. We did go to a nice hotel and it was nice.
No, there was one of my favourite islands in Greece is Kefalonia, and they have some really nice weddings.
Oh, Kefalonia. That's where we went. We went to Kefalonia.
Oh right, where was the wedding in the end?
It was in a hotel. It was
the Muikis, was it called?
I can't remember. Because I remember what it was called. It was nearly 10 years ago.
Because I was about to say, because I've been there on several occasions. That's a lovely spot.
Kefalonia was nice. Yeah.
We mostly stayed in Agostoli, which is kind of the big city in that one. But yeah, no, Kefalonia is it's also where they shot Captain Corelli's mandolin.
You also went to Greece in Crete? Ah!
Yeah, I've been to Crete on a couple of occasions. Mum loves that one. That's the largest island of the Greek islands.
Any festivals in Greece?
Yes, I went to one while I was out there once. It's near Athens. It's called I can't remember what it's called. It's something I think it's a sound wire or something like that.
I'm disappointed they didn't put like anything Roman related in the title of the name of the festival. I think that would just be sick.
But the festival, it was that day. It was Ozzy Osbourne, Machine Head, Paradise Lost, and Unisonic.
That's a sick lineup. Like just for Ozzy, that's a sick lineup.
And it was also a big homecoming for his guitarist, Gus G, because he's the guitarist in Firewind, which is probably the biggest band to come out of Greece.
Ah, right, cool.
Yeah, no, they. I think we have time for one quick match.
We still have 10 minutes.
If I set up a quick play match, and also our food's not even set off yet, apparently.
Yeah. Like, there's so many bands. Like, I'm never not gonna be jealous that people were able to see.
Yeah, no,
before they broke up.
Oh, this is the.
Like, I'm never gonna see. Like, I'm infinitely jealous of people who saw Children of Bodom. I'm infinitely jealous of you. I'm so upset I never got to see them. There was about one of the bands that got me into death metal.
Can I say one I did see? I saw the last ever gig in the UK of Ronnie James Dio.
Oh shit, dude!
His last UK show I saw.
He's someone I would have loved to see. The problem is, I was 13, and I was just discovering metal when he died.
19 I was when I sent to that show. God, that is bizarre to think.
Yeah.
No, he's no, that was a great show. He was actually, it wasn't just his solo project, it was him doing Heaven and Hell, which is the lineup of Sabbath that he was in, Reunited.
Oh, I mean, we saw Dear Disciples at Wacken last year, which they were good actually. They were really good. It was singer of Anthrax doing that, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was one of the singers, Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. Elliot.
Yeah, and it's a baby compared to Cat. Yeah, like I'm like, here's a hint. When I was the year I finished primary school, he was turning 18.
I have a strange feeling.
Wow.
That's a fucking trip. Like I'm the same age he was when he started Anime Amigos.
It's weird to think.
And I was 19 when we started that. I wasn't in my 20s.
It's weird to think, Elliot, actually, on that one that I find it weird because we say that, but you're only a year younger than Ren.
Yeah, I'm a year younger. I'm exactly 1 year, 1 month younger than him. Which is.
Did you watch? Incidentally, have you watched? I'm probably a stupid question. You probably have. Have you watched Scott Wall's live episode on?
Yes, of course I have.
On live service games.
Yes, of course I have.
I actually thought he did a good point about Marvel Rivals, about why it succeeded on that sense of they just put so much content on that it had no choice but to succeed.
Yeah, meanwhile all the other live services, they're just holding back content to bring back to put in later.
And that's the problem. Those people aren't necessarily going to be there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm one of the weird people. I played Concord its first week.
Yeah, you're one good. It's funny when the first episode we all did together popped up and it's Ren with short hair. Oh my god, I keep forgetting Ren had fucking short hair back then.
Oh yeah,
that's a trip.
I remember one of the ones popped up when me and Ren reviewed Justice League.
Yeah.
And
when did Ren move into here temporarily? When about did he move?
When we were living together?
Yeah.
Well, we first. Go on.
Was that before?
2018, because.
Oh, it was after starting Anime.
Yeah, because I distinctly remember when we first got the internet working, the first thing I did was watch Violet Evergarden on Netflix.
Alright. Yeah, man. It's fucking tough to think we've been doing this for 8 years
It's
now.
weird also to think we only lived together for 2 years.
Yeah, it feels like longer, honestly.
Because, if you think about it, he moved out...
It was when Carl told Ren he loved him.
Hang on. No, actually, it might have been 3 years, because I think Ren actually might have moved out in 2021. I can't remember if he moved out in 2020 or 2021. It was during the pandemic at some point.
Yeah, I think that's when he first moved in with Claire.
No, because
Was it?
No, exactly, no, because I remember... he must have been living with us in 2021, because I distinctly remember him coming home saying, "Are you watching what's happening with the Capitol riots?" And that was in January of 2020.
January 6th, yeah.
Yeah, January of 2021.
Still mad to think that the guitarist from Ice Earth was a part of that.
Oh yeah, no, and all his band members left.
Yeah, they fucking just broke up after that.
Good, he's a horrible person.
In all fairness, I listened to, I think, one Ice Earth album. I did not really like them.
Yeah, they're not amazing bands.
Yeah, it's mostly the lead singer. I didn't really like his voice.
Which one? They've gone through so many.
I think it was the second album. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember at one point. I know at one point they had
because it's the thing with me when it comes to bands. Lead singers, how they sound is most important to me more than anything.
See, that's interesting because when a band,
because I can because guitar, I'm fine with any guitar. Guitar sounds in any band sounds great. If it's the lead singer, how they sound is like the ride or die for me if I enjoy a band.
Here's one for you, Elliot. What do you think has been the best singer change ever?
God,
it's always hard to do a singer change.
There are a number. One maybe, though he's now doing his own thing. Howard Jones in Killswitch Engage.
Yeah, he was a good shot.
That was their iconic moment. Iconic sound. Arch Enemy with Elisa, I think her name is.
Yeah, she was a good.
That was a good change.
The obvious one is to say Brian Johnson in AC/DC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. This is going back to like my high school days, but when Craig Ribbit replaced Ronnie Radke in Escape the Fate.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm trying to. Like, there's been some bad ones. Like John Corabi didn't do very well when he was in Motley Crue.
Yeah. Oh, there's when Bruce Dickinson left Iron Maiden.
And they got Blaze Bayley in to replace him. Do you know what's the weird thing is Van Halen had one successful singer change and one failure one.
Really?
Yeah, people forget there's a third singer in Van Halen's history.
Oh.
I can't remember his name now. He's the guy who he was a singer. He was a singer in Extreme, and then he took over for Van Halen 3. It was like Van Halen in the 90s. Incidentally, they tried to do, and I'm not making this up. This was late 90s. They tried to do the first music video released to the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, can you imagine trying to do that in the 90s?
Yeah.
It was about, and considering there's no good archive footage of it, I don't think anyone cared to savor it.
Maybe a couple of Nightwish's changes.
Nightwish always had good ones.
Because, mind you, I think all three Nightwish singers were fantastic, well, brilliant. I think all of them were amazing.
Yeah, they've not had a bad one.
I say Xandria's also not had a bad one. Both of their singers were great. Though I do think I prefer Diana, the first singer, just a little bit more, but that's most entirely because she did more operatic singing, meanwhile the newer singer doesn't do as much.
I think Glory Hammer does pretty good with their singer change.
Glory Hammer's obviously done great, but then their singer change.
I'm not sure how I would class Sepultura had a good one, I think. That being said though, I much prefer Max Cavalera to Derek Green. I'm trying to think of any other examples where it worked out quite well, because I can think of a few where it didn't work out. Blaze Bayley and John Corabi are the obvious ones.
Yeah.
Who else didn't work out? I think the jury's still out on Linkin Park.
Yeah, let's be honest. I think the new singer is fine. I like how she sounds. There is no replacing Chester though. Chester is the voice of Linkin Park. Yeah, no, it is very. He was always going to be a hard person to do that with, and I think I do find it interesting they didn't just say no, that's it for Linkin Park. Yeah, again though, it's mostly Mike Shinoda's band, and I don't think he want to start again. Like he's nearly 50, so I don't think he want to start again. I don't think he want to start again at like that age. He'd rather just, especially if all the other members are willing to continue. Napalm Death had a good one with Barney coming in. Yeah. That was a good singer change. Oh, Cannibal Corpse. Yes, Corpse Grinder was a fantastic change. Yeah, no. As much as I like the original singer, I do think Corpse Grinder is better. Yeah. Because it's not as difficult to. I feel like it's one of the most difficult member of the band to replace, because you're always going to be in a difficult position. Yeah, it's kind of like how I guess it's comparing what happened with fucking Manowar versus Lost Prophets, because both members of both bands were charged with the same crimes. Granted, Ian Watkins was worse. Well worse, but they were still charged with the same thing. The difference is, people still listen to Manowar because it was the guitarist, and therefore you can kind of ignore the fact that it's someone else. With Lost Prophets, that is Ian's voice you are hearing. It so distinctly belongs to someone else, so it's difficult to really ignore when they are replaced. Yeah, that's the thing. I never listened to the other guys' band, because they did apparently try to start a new band. Yeah. Afterwards, I believe them that they didn't know. Yeah, you can give them the benefit of the doubt. And I can say, considering how long I knew Simon and we didn't know anything about him. Yeah. And it's like people can be very good at hiding a very dark side of themselves. I'm trying to think of. What's another one that didn't work then?
Well, I've already mentioned Van Halen. We've already mentioned Van Halen.
We mentioned Van Halen. We've mentioned Maiden.
We've mentioned.
Like, what's one from a really big rock band?
I think actually no. There's two. One band did two singers. One band did do a singer change and it was a disaster. Black Sabbath. Everyone thinks of Ronnie Dio. They don't think of the other two singers.
Ah, shit, yeah.
I
always forget that. Yeah, I always forget it's not just Ozzy and Dio. Yeah, just look at all the black. Yeah, I always forget it's not. It wasn't just Ozzy and Dio.
Yeah, there was two other singers. Do you know what weird one is? One of them was Ian Gillan from Deep Purple.
Huh.
And do you know what's funny about it? He didn't know he joined the band until someone called him the next day and told him he'd joined them, and he was like, "I did what?"
Really?
Yeah, he was drunk and just joined the band.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's something actually. Dio's involvement, Dio's time with Sabbath was pretty underrated.
Very underrated, I agree. All right, well, we're
time's up.
Our time's up, so we'll be back next week with more
with Liza P.
Liza P this time. Woo! And of course on Tuesday more Oblivion. So see you soon, guys.
Take care, y'all.